everybody. Welcome back to Listography. Jason, Joe, and Kramzer here, wrapping up Three Dog Night Week to the delight of Kramzer and Joe. I'll be sad to see it go. I guess we should say we haven't announced yet. Maybe some people know. I think I told some people in the comments, but not everybody is aware what is coming. It's a big one next week. Along with the new album coming out on Friday, we are doing the 22 album discography of Yes. Highly requested for a long time now. It's finally happening. It's coming. We know all the prog fans love them some Yes, so it'll be a big week.
I couldn't get the S. I don't know. It's a tough one.
We could probably form it together, like if we connect our squares.
All right.
Did you actually announce what the title of this video is?
No. On to what we're doing today. Side 3 for Three Dog Night, a band with a bunch of covers, mostly covers, or at least songs written by other people. But a lot of their songs, for people that aren't like super into music or like us and looking at all the songwriting credits, you know, people might assume that they wrote one or that they wrote Mama Told Me Not to Come or some of their other big hits. So today we're going to talk about songs that are actually covers that maybe a lot of people are not aware are covers. I know our audience, very smart, very musically inclined, and they're probably aware of a lot of these, but you know, I think to the general public, these are songs that would have no idea that these are covers.
General public, the band, or the actual public?
Both. General public doesn't know that much about.
I love general public, dude. You're crazy. All right, I'll start it off. I'm gonna kind of a lot of these songs we've been talking about on side threes recently over the last few months. So I'm gonna keep that train rolling. Let's talk about Betty Davis Eyes. A few weeks ago, one of my favorite synth parts for Eurythmics, originally done by Jackie DeShannon. Now, I have gone back and gotten a hold of all of these originals, and I prefer all of the one that the general public knows. I think these are covers or well-known covers for a reason. This, without that keyboard lick, it's just not the same. And there is like an interesting story about it. Something like when Kim Carnes met Jackie DeShannon, they were talking about Betty Davis Eyes, and she was like, yeah, it's decent. I think you have too many verses or something like that. And Jackie was like, well, how would you do it or whatever? And kind of just like gave the green light, like to reshape it or whatever. Here's one that totally blew my mind. I did not know this at all. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper, originally by Robert Hazard. No idea about that. It's really hard to imagine this not being Cyndi Lauper, arguably her biggest hit. So much of her identity just bouncing around with that style and haircut and just giving like that girl's anthem. All of these songs are better than the best Three Dog Night song, by the way. Let's go with Joan Jett. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, originally by Arrows. Didn't know that at all. I do like that song a good bit. Here's one. Jason ripped on the lead singer of this band for being bald earlier, but Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot, originally by Slade. Not nearly as good as the 80s hair metal style. And my number one that I did not know, because you automatically correlate these two together, and it's The Twist by Chubby Checker. I mean, the dance, everything, you just think it's Chubby Checker, but it's actually originally done by Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. But I love Chubby's voice. Chubby Checker's voice is great. And the way he says, come on, babies, does it for me right there. So I prefer all of the more well-known versions of these songs, especially that one, or especially really Kim Carnes' Betty Davis Eyes, which is one of my favorite songs ever. But yeah, I mean, you just think you just sometimes I just see checker patterns and I think of a twist. So yeah, it's got to be that blew my mind.
The Robert Hazard version of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I wouldn't say it's better than Cyndi Lauper's, but it is pretty cool.
I didn't hate it.
Okay, well, Cramsey took a bunch of mine, but I still got a couple in reserve and bring out here. Let's go with one that I think we were surprised. I feel like someone was surprised when we found this out back in Blondie week. Hanging on the Telephone, not on a Blondie originally by the Nerves, but one of Blondie's best tracks. I think Blondie clearly has the definitive version of that bad boy. I had Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Come On Feel the Noise. So we'll scratch those two. We'll jump to Alabama Song, Whiskey Bar by The Doors, which was for like a German play written in like the 30s. Seems like it fits Jim Morrison perfectly because he's a drunken buffoon and the song's all about drinking whiskey. So seems like right up his alley, but no, it is a German like musical number or something.
Was it actually called Alabama Song?
I don't know. I think it's just Whiskey Bar. I don't know why they would have Alabama Song. Who knows? There's the Germans. There's like 1928. Nobody knows what the hell they were doing. Also on my list, I got Blinded by the Light, which I think people mostly know now. It's a Bruce Springsteen song, but I didn't know that for a long time. The Manfred Mann version is the only one you'll hear on the radio. The original is very kind of like stripped down and Bob Dylan-y, and Manfred Mann turned into like a hard 70s rocker with extended guitar solos and everything. I like the Manfred Mann version, but
Andy threw has chopsticks in there. Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, that part not great. I don't know why they put it in there. I think that pissed off Bruce more than anything about it. That and it sounds like he's saying ripped off like a douche into the Runner in the Night when it's deuce. Gotta enunciate. Maybe he had a cold like me. Also on my list, I got I Will Always Love You, which most people think is Whitney Houston. Nah, dog, it's Dolly Parton. She wrote it originally. I think she wrote that. And what else did she write? She wrote like two.
Jolene. Did she write that and Jolene in the same day or whatever?
Yeah, within like an hour of each other. So that was a good day for Dolly. Although I think Whitney Houston probably has the version most people know and relate to. But Dolly, very cool lady, great songwriter. But number one though is going to be one. What a song this bad boy is! And I think most people don't know it's a cover, but if you think about the band that sung it, it makes sense. I got Superstar by the Carpenters, originally by Bonnie Bramlett and Leon Russell. And it was on the Delaney, Bonnie and Friends album, and Eric Clapton plays on it. It's really kind of weird. Like it's cool, but once you hear the Carpenters version, you can't ever hear the original again because the Carpenters just turned it into something completely definitive and magical. So they got my favorite, and I think one of the better songs that people think are by a band, but really aren't.
All right, my top 5 songs that you didn't know are covers. I've got Alone by Heart, actually originally by a band called I-10 that I have never heard of. They had a version of it in 1983. Got My Mind Set on You by George Harrison, actually an old soul tune by James Ray from 1962. Kind of cool. Tainted Love by Soft Cell, actually an old R&B tune as well. Gloria Jones from 1964. Don't Turn Around by Ace of Base, actually a Tina Turner song from 1986. That blew my mind. And Mickey, one of the most iconic songs of the 80s, Tony Basil. Actually a song that was originally called Kitty by a band called Racer, or by a band called Racy. Last one I'll throw out there was just on my top songs of 1970, Close to You by the Carpenters, written by Burt Bacharach, but the original recorded version is actually by Richard Chamberlain. I think Dusty Springfield also did a version, and Dionne Warwick may have recorded a version as well, all before the Carpenters did their iconic version. So there you go.
Hopefully you learned something today.
Yeah, let us know if any of those surprised you, or if you are super smart and knew that all of those were covers. Let us know, and drop some more down in the comments that you think are surprising. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed yet, hit the bell for notifications, check the description for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our website. And we will see you tomorrow for 1972. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.
Nailed the outro.
Killed it.